Salutations readers, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nkechi, and for today this is giving me a New York Summer Diary number 8. Now I'm calling this a New York Summer Diary because, well, I'm going to be in New York for the next for a whole week, but for this vlog in particular, it's going to be for a few days. This is going to be a 2-part vlog because putting this all in one video is going to be a lot of editing, and I want to split up the work. So that's what I'm going to do. Right now, I'm living in my bedroom, so we are not even on the plane or even at the airport right now. I just want to give you all at least a quick, nice little intro before we even get into the airport. We have less than 1 hour before we have to take a lift to the airport, so I just want to give you all like a quick update just to start this video diary. We will be leaving very soon. We already have our bags packed and all the things. We just also got our boarding passes. So yeah, now as far as what I will be reading for the next few days, I'm hoping to finish reading The Coin by Yasmin Zahir. I think I'm about 40% of the way through, and maybe I'll be able to finish it. And I kind of want to see if I can finish it while we're in New York, because it does take place in New York City. So I was like, well, why not a perfect opportunity to read that book? We shall see. And then we'll see as well as far as what I feel like reading. Let's see if I can do any reading from Libby here, or I can just read it from my Kindle. But yeah, I will definitely talk to you all when we, well, land in New York and I can actually talk to you all. But yeah, I will see you all then. Salutations, y'all. Finally made it to New York. Well, technically speaking, I'm not really in New York proper. I'm actually in New Jersey. So that's where our Airbnb is actually. So it's just off New Jersey, not too far from New York properly. So we took 2 flights. So one of the planes was from Minneapolis to Chicago, and we had a really short layover, honestly. So first time I was in Chicago is now me being in an airport, trying to get to one gate to another, and then only waiting like 15 minutes. So nothing exciting there. And then from Chicago to White Plains. And then we went from White Plains. We just looked at a couple of malls around here. And I actually did get a couple of things. No bookstores yet. There will be bookstore shopping for sure. I'm very certain of it. But for now, we went to a couple malls just to like see like the area, because I have been to White Plains, New York several years ago, I think around 2018. So things have definitely changed for sure since the last time we were here. And it's just so fascinating, but also kind of sad in how many things have changed. Like, there are certain places that we've been to that are definitely still here, but just renovated and updated and upgraded. But there's also things that have not been here, unfortunately, that they're tearing down and now they're turning into apartment complexes. It's very interesting to see certain things being upgraded and seeing certain things also being gentrified at the same time. It's actually quite concerning, actually. But you know what? We're gonna manage. So I did get a couple of things. I actually got some Funko Pops from one of the malls. So I finally got a Spider-Punk Hobie Brown Funko Pop. I already have a Spider-Man one and Spider-Bite as well. So I finally got him. And then I finally found Olivia Mira Armstrong from Fullmetal Alchemist. Like, I have not seen her at all in like Minnesota. So I'm so glad I'm able to at least find her. Very, very glad that I was able to find these characters in their Funko Pop form. So finally I have that to my look at my collection here. And then also while I was on the plane, I was reading on my Kindle. I was reading The Coin by Yasmin Zahir. And I think I'm about 80% of the way through now. And this book, y'all, I'm still not really sure what to really feel about it, which is odd. So there's a part of the synopsis that talks about this Birkin bag scheme that the main character embarks in. And that part does not come into play in the plot until like halfway through. Like literally the halfway mark is when we finally get into the Birkin bag scheme thing. So half of the book is kind of like a setup, like introduction of the characters and stuff, and seeing like how a character like her could get into such a scheme. And now we're still doing like with the aftermath of such a scheme. And I'm not really sure I'm really getting this book. There's definitely parts of it I do understand. Like there is definitely talks regarding consumerism, but also like being rich. Like there's definitely a lot of like elitist talk, honestly, from the main character, which is an interesting perspective, but also something that I'm just like, it's kind of like also irritating some bits because the character literally is elitist. Like she is fat phobic. She's not a fan of like unhoused people. It's actually really irritating, honestly. Very unlikable. And she says, like, she has things that she says with the narration, because this is very much stream of consciousness as well. There's things that she says in her narration that happens like in her mind that's really like rubbed me the wrong way. Then I'm just like, okay, well, I already had an idea that you were unlikable, but I'm not really sure where we're trying to do here. So while I am like mostly done with the book, I am not really sure how I'm gonna rate it, honestly. I'm still gonna keep reading it. I don't want to DNF it. Also because of the fact that the book literally takes place in New York, so I was like, well, why not? But I will just say that like I don't really love this book. I see there is some merit with it, but I'm also having problems with it at the same time. I don't know. I definitely need to just finish reading. I just want to continue reading it and finish it and then see if anything changes. Like there's definitely a lot of change regarding the main character for sure, and the book is short and the chapters are so short, like only like a couple pages, y'all. The chapters are so short, although I'm not really sure what the author's trying to do here as far as like messaging and stuff. So I'm just gonna like keep reading it and then maybe look at a couple other reviews just to like get a better sense, really. But yeah, this book is I don't know, I'm still trying to figure out what about it that I'm just like, I'm trying to figure out a way to like articulate really my issues with it. Right now I'm a little bit tired though, because I've been really tired. Like again, I've literally been up since like 2 a.m. just to make sure we got into our first flight on time and all the things and the layover and then getting to here and then waiting to get to our Airbnb and then figuring out how to get inside the Airbnb. It was a whole thing and it's super tiring. But I do want to at least continue reading The Coin. I don't think I'm going to finish it before going to bed, but hopefully I'll finish it tomorrow. We shall see, but I definitely will update y'all tomorrow. Salutations, y'all. It is actually past midnight on Thursday, but this is gonna be like the Wednesday update. What happened yesterday? So we went to Walmart, the super center, to kind of get some like light snacks and drinks and things for whenever we just come back here to the Airbnb, which actually right now we are literally in one of the rooms. And then we went to like this Caribbean restaurant place that's literally nearby to the Airbnb, which is a couple bucks away. So we had some good food there. Then we also watched Kung Fu Panda 4 together, like from Peacock, and I will just say the movie is mediocre, like, especially for a Kung Fu Panda movie. I'm like, y'all, the logic ain't logical in here. Like, the humor and charm is still, like, there. It still has the essence of a Kung Fu Panda movie, but, like, as far as character motivations and character interactions, and especially the villain motivations. I'm just like, okay, please be serious. Like, this is not making any damn sense. Like, really? Like, really? Like, do we even need a fourth film? We really don't. Is this am I going to do a whole ass film review here? Maybe. But honestly though, I don't know. Like, if you want a charm of like a Kung Fu Panda movie, you can watch it. It's available on Peacock. But as far as like a quality Kung Fu Panda film, you might want to skip it. But then again, it depends. The villain was very disappointing. Granted, the villain was voiced by Viola Davis, which is really, really cool. But the script was not giving that character much to do here. So yeah, maybe the budget went more into getting the voice actors to come back. Some of them, even though they didn't even have the Fierce Five. But I guess, again, having the Fierce Five, because they were all narrated by very high-listed celebrities, it's very hard to like afford to have them voice act like that. So whatever. But honestly, they really, really could have at least gone new voices. Just saying. But no, they don't want to do that. Just... I look, I watched with the family. We already have our discuss. We already have our thoughts on it. But yeah, that was, if you had high expectations, you'll be very disappointed. But hey, if you're here for a fun, silly, goofy time, there you go. I give it like 2 out of 5 stars on like Letterboxd, which by the way, I do have a Letterboxd if any of you are interested in. It is linked in my video description down below. And then we went to like the shopping center also. That's not too far away from the Airbnb. I went to a Target because I also showed this in B-roll, but there was a Target in there, and the Target's like book section is completely disorganized. Like y'all saw, if y'all saw the B-roll, it was so disorganized. I literally was getting a headache just looking at it. Let me check out my glasses, cause child, what do you mean? Like the way they labeled it with young adult, milk, like the way they labeled everything, not correct. Not correct. There's multiple books there's multiple copies of books, but they're in different places within this section, and I'm like, y'all, this is like the worst section ever. Whoever organized it, if there was any organization, they need to be fired, because what the actual fuck were they doing? It's completely lazy to me, and I don't like that. A whole mess. Anyways, while we're talking about mess, let's talk about the book that I finished, technically speaking, yesterday. It was The Coin by Yasmin Zahir. So I finally finished it. And this book, I'm still trying to wrap my head around it a little bit. For most of the book, like literally 2/3 of this novel, I really wasn't sure what it was really trying to say. Like, full disclosure, I really wasn't sure what this book was trying to say for the majority of the time, because I came in the book knowing that, well, we will be following a young Palestinian woman, but she somehow gets into like a Birkin bag reselling scheme. And that part of the novel does come in, but it's very short-lived, and it comes in like around halfway through. So for about half of the book, you're kind of like getting set up to like really know about this main character a little bit here. And she's not named. She does not have a name at all. I also have to say that the book feels, it's not like the full picture of this young woman's life either. We're not getting a full picture. We're not just getting aspects of her life, because there's very stream of consciousness just whenever she just feels like talking, I guess, to, I don't know necessarily who she's referring to, because she says you sometimes. I'm like, I don't know who you is. I don't know if it's you as in for herself or you as a reader. Like, I don't know who the you is referred to, but I guess that's just more up to the interpretation. I think my thing is, though, is that I just wasn't sure what to try and say. There's definitely aspects of it that I do understand. Like, we do have references and mentions regarding to Palestine, and we do have talks about, and she does reference also like her time in Palestine, because she did immigrate from Palestine to the United States, and how like there's like pretty much like this ideal of the American dream from her family. And then when she gets to, especially like New York City, for example, actually for this novel, she sees it like how dirty it is. And it's like, for something that's so seen as like an ideal, as like something like prestigious, even like an actual goal for these people to go to, like her family, it's actually not what it's cracked up to be. And especially considering the fact that how much the United States has much influence over to the occupation of Palestine as well, it's like, bruh, what the actual fuck? And when you really think about it like that, that's definitely messed up. And there is definitely a talk of, there's definitely like, I won't say it's like much of a discussion, but like you're definitely shown a more regarding like how consumerism really, or how it influences her life. Because she's very much elitist in this book too. So she's indeed an unlikable main character, and she's very elitist. She's also very fat phobic, honestly, which is also really irritating actually. But I can easily sympathize with you at the same time. So the author at least is able to balance that aspect. It's just as with the lack of a plot and the fact that the only part of the plot that I really was interested in was regarding the reselling of Birkin bags, I wasn't really sure what I was supposed to be focusing on here. Now, this is a very just character-driven literary fiction book, and I don't know, I guess that's just a theme for me for this month, is just reading some literary fiction with unlikable main characters and very just character-driven stories, because I guess that's maybe just what I'm interested in right now, because I don't know, y'all. I don't know, that's just where I'm at right now this month. So as far as a rating, I'm debating, I don't know, I'm debating between 3.25, 3.5, and a 3.75. I'm kind of leaning towards 3.75, so it's somewhat close to a 4-star, because there definitely is a lot of merit to the book, especially since I've actually finally finished it. Now that I've actually done with it, I can actually see a lot more like a full circle kind of thing regarding what's going on. But honestly, I was just really getting a headache for majority of this time, because I really was just like, what are we doing here? Like, why am I literally in this woman's head? It wasn't until like the Birkin bag scheme was coming into it, I was like, okay, I can see then how this was a lot more set up here in the first half. Now in the second half, at least, it just got more interesting. Definitely the last third was definitely more interesting, because now I saw the fallout of the Birkin bag scheme, because it didn't have a long stay within the novel. It's not a very large part of it, but the aftermath of such event in her life definitely played a part more so. Now, I also did try to keep track of some content warnings, but I also found a little bit of content warnings as well, according to Storygraph. So some definitely prevalent content warnings for sure is classism, fat phobia, sexual content, toxic relationship, Islamophobia, death of parents, suicidal thoughts, excrement. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of talks about like bowel movements and cleaning internally and all that stuff, so that's uncomfortable. It's in there a lot. Genocide being mentioned because, of course, vomit, school shooting, which is just mentioned. There's no actual portrayal for school shooting or mass shooting, and also animal cruelty, which is more of a minor aspect, but it's there. So yeah, as far as like a debut novel, it's definitely a very interesting, pretty also unique debut novel as far as a contemporary literary fiction. But yeah, I'm not the most well-versed regarding literary fiction, so I don't know what else to really say about this book. But I don't know, it kind of just makes me want to read more lit fic, honestly, because I really want to be able to really review it better and more concisely for y'all, and just for myself even too, but I don't know, I'm not really sure what to really be expecting with literary fiction most times. I'm just like, I don't know. Let me just keep reading and see where it goes. So thankfully it wasn't very long. It was only like 240-ish pages, but I think on ebook it was like 220 something pages. So it wasn't very, very long. It just felt longer to me. It took me like a week to read it because the first half was just like, I don't know what we're doing here. But let's see for my next read. We shall see. I don't really know what I'm going to read next, honestly. But I did recently got the ebook though for Blessings by Chukwuebuka eBay. So I did have it physically from my library, but I had to return it. Now I have the ebook, which is very interesting that I got the ebook so fast. So thankfully I could just read that. And that one's also short, so that could be my next read. But anyways, tomorrow though is gonna be a very busy day where I'm definitely gonna be out and about and actually in New York City proper tomorrow. Let's see about anything about reading. I might not even read tomorrow. Who knows? At least I'll be buying books, so that's something. Talk to you all tomorrow.
The Christmas tree's on fire, Santa's holding the lighter. My parents are both liars, I got When I was just a boy, Christmas brought so much joy. Couldn't wait for the presents and laughter. I couldn't sleep late at night, looking for Santa with lights. Those are the memories I still remember. Then I became a man, lost sight of who I am. But right in front of me was the answer. 'Cause on Christmas I feel joy, and I turn back to a boy. The answer is to stay young forever. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song.
Alright, salutations y'all. It is literally the end of the day. I do want to make this update quick because the battery is low and I don't feel like charging before updating. So, right now it is nearly 9 p.m. So, I'm back again at the Airbnb. So, as y'all can see, I went to a lot of places. We were going around like a lot. So, first off, we went to Manhattan. And y'all, Manhattan is so fucking, it's like so hella busy. It was actually super irritating. Not gonna lie. Like, actually imagining living in Manhattan, nightmare. Truly a nightmare. I never, ever, ever will want to live in, like, Manhattan. I don't think I even want to be in NYC at all, let alone Manhattan. But, like, even just walking around, also not the greatest thing either. Like, honestly, it was also pretty smelly. There's a lot of trash everywhere. I don't know why. Like, I don't know. Like, I've not really been to New York since like 2018, but I don't remember being so smelly. It actually was very smelly. It was not a good vibe, not gonna lie. But I did like a lot walking around at least. So we started off by going to Checker Sugar to get some boba tea, and then we went to the Barnes & Noble in Union Square, and I got 3 books. So I'll just show y'all the books right here. So one of the books I bought was An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. I got the re-released paperback version. So that's the first book in a quartet, and it's getting like these cover redesigns for the entire quartet because Air is coming out later on this year, and that's gonna be a first book in a new duology, but it's set in the same world as the Ember and Ashes quartet, and you have to read an Ember and Ashes quartet in order to read Air. So yeah, I really am curious about Air, but I have to read an Ember and Ashes first, but I've heard really good things about an Ember in the Ashes, so I figured, you know what, let's just buy the first book, see what I think about it. And then another book that I bought was The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi by Shannon Chakraborty. I actually read this last month, and I loved it, honestly, y'all. Y'all have to wait until my big summer wrap-up, but I read this last month in July, and I love this book. So I really just want to own a physical copy of it. And I do know this is the first book in the series, so whenever that sequel comes out, I am here for it. I'm gonna add it to the collection because honestly, listening to the audiobook was such a fun time. And the last book that I got at the Barnes & Noble was Kindred by Octavia E. Butler. I really wanted to actually own something of like Octavia E. Butler because I want to like find a book to start with. And I want to start with something like Kindred because, I don't know, the idea of like having someone like going back in time randomly, I think that's actually a pretty interesting concept, and it's also a standalone because I didn't want to really commit to like a whole series, and I'm not totally sure if I wanted to read like Fledglings. I know that's another like a standalone book by her, but yeah, we shall see how I really feel about this one. But yeah, I'm pretty much satisfied with the 3 books that I got at Barnes & Noble Union Square. And as far as like the actual sizing of it, it is indeed like a really big place. There's multiple floors and there are literally escalators in the inside. For me though, I think it was just a bit too big for me. It was actually feeling quite overwhelming. So while I did like that I actually got to at least see Union Square, Barnes & Noble, I'm actually kind of fine with it now because I'm like, it's just really, really big of what I already know. So, and then we went to the Nintendo store as well, which was not too far away. Actually, no, the Nintendo store actually was a lot farther than where we originally were in the part of Manhattan. We had to drive, and honestly, driving in Manhattan, also a hassle, y'all. It was a lot of traffic, a lot of people just being slow, and just a lot. Truly a lot. I truly understand for anyone who does not like being, doesn't like traveling through New York, like New York City, and doesn't want to live there. Like, I get it. I truly get it now, even though I don't even live in it. But anyways, back to the Nintendo store though. It was actually pretty cool seeing the Nintendo store. I actually did get something there. I wasn't sure if I would get something from there, but I found this 1,000-piece set puzzle of The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Now, have I started playing Tears of the Kingdom yet? No, I'm still playing Breath of the Wild, but I will be getting to the Tears of the Kingdom. So I figured, let's get the puzzle piece, because either this one or Breath of the Wild, and I'm like, I like the look of the Tears of the Kingdom. So I'm not going to even open it until we pretty much get back to Minnesota. And then I went to an independent bookstore called McNally Jackson in Rockefeller Plaza, which was still in Manhattan. Now, this was interesting because I've never heard of this independent bookstore. I didn't even know it really was one. I was like, well, it is a bookstore. It doesn't look like a major chain. So I was like, okay, it looks like an independent bookstore. They have more than one location in New York City, but that location was actually the newest addition. And yeah, it was really, really cool, y'all. It's actually literally organized by like international literature. So we have like American literature. They still have like the romance, sci-fi, fantasy, horror, mystery, thriller, all that sections. But a lot of like the actual literary fiction, general fiction is separated by American literature, Asian and Pacific literature, Sub-Saharan African literature, North African literature. Like, they separated like that by region of the world. And I think that's actually super, super cool. I actually really, really appreciate that. But since I already bought like 3 books at Barnes & Noble Union Square, I can only really afford to get like one more book. So I decided to get Devil on the Cross. Now, this was a book that I heard of from Leslie from Books, Girls, and Prose. I think she recommended this to me during some sort of sprints months ago. I don't remember which sprint it was, but it was sprints months ago. And she recommended me this author, and specifically this book, because the author wrote this book while using toilet paper while he was in a Kenyan prison. So, yeah. And as far as the actual story itself, it does talk, I think, about like colonization. I think, and like corruption. Yeah, something like that. Now, I have no idea how to pronounce the author's name, like, at all. I've never encountered such a name like this, so I'm not even going to try to attempt it, because I know I'm going to butcher it really bad. So I don't know how to pronounce this, but yeah, this is the only book that I got from the bookstore. But I'm really glad that I got it, though. I also got, like, a free bookmark. Can y'all see that? Please tell me this is focusing. Okay, there you go. Yeah, so yeah, that's the name of the bookstore, and it's really cool that I got this free bookmark. Anyways, these are pretty much all the things that I bought while we were in Manhattan here. I got some books and a puzzle, because why not? And then after we went through Manhattan, we went to White Plains, we went to the mall there, and then my mom and I, we also just walked across this like one street called Mamaroneck Avenue, and just to see like anything that she remembered when she was like a teenager and stuff, and last time we were here in New York as well. See if there's anything that's still there, if anything's any different kind of stuff, because my mom actually grew up in White Plains. That's really where she grew up when she came from Nigeria to New York. Again, even though she's born American, she was raised in Nigeria and then came back here as a teenager. Okay, so camera died. Now just charged it just a little bit so I can finish this clip. But now I don't even remember what my train of thought was. Oh yeah, it was about returning to New York. Yeah, so we pretty much did that. Walked around, got some Cold Stone, we got some pizza. That's all we did after that. And then we were on our way back here to the Airbnb. So yeah, pretty much today was just a long day of just walking, but also being in the car, and also realizing that how I would never want to live in New York City, like, ever in my life. So yeah, no. And even like being in White Plains, which is pretty much part of Westchester County, which is pretty much a suburb, like, outside of like New York City proper. I don't think I really want to live there either, because honestly, at least in White Plains, it's starting to look like a mini version of New York City. I mean, there's a part of it that's kind of like not like that, but for the most part, it's just feeling like a mini part of New York City, and I don't really like that at all. I just don't like it. Yeah, that's just where we're at right now. Now, as far as tomorrow will be the last day that I'm filming for this vlog. Tomorrow will be I think it'll be a lot more of a chiller day. I don't think we'll be out and about as much. So maybe we can actually do some more reading. But we shall see. But anyways, that is it. That's all I have for y'all. I will definitely talk to you tomorrow and actually fully charge this camera. So yeah, I will talk to you all tomorrow. Salutations, y'all. So today's Friday evening. I don't know what time is it right now, but just to let y'all know that we're home, we were out and about, visiting extended family members, and we also got some food at the local Jamaican place that's really like a couple blocks away from us. So we had some good food. Right now my mom's just watching, well, re-watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, the original cartoon. But anyways, yeah, that's pretty much really it. I think for later on today, I'm just gonna do catch up on some YouTube since I've been out and about, do some reading a little bit here and there. I'm still not really sure what I really feel in the mood to actually read right now. Although I do feel like I should continue reading Blessings by Chukwu Ibuka Ibe. I don't know, I just want to feel kind of in the literary fiction mood for some reason. I'm not really quite in the mood right now to read fantasy. It is interesting. I don't know. Probably will change when we get back home or in part 2 of this vlog. Maybe. But we shall see. I'm still feeling this literary fiction mood, so we shall see how long this lasts. But anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't really have much to really update y'all for today, really. Anyways, that's pretty much it. I think I am just gonna end the vlog here. Thank you all for watching this vlog. We shall see how everything goes, because honestly, I took a lot of B-roll footage, y'all. I have no idea how long it's gonna take for me to edit all this, but that's editing me to find out. And for current filming me to just enjoy. Anyways, again, thank you all for watching this vlog. There will be a part 2 after this vlog, probably a week after this vlog goes up, so that's something then to look forward to. Yeah, if you like this video, like it, comment down below any of y'all's thoughts. If any of y'all have been to New York, if any of y'all have been around Manhattan, specifically, do y'all like being around Manhattan? Like, did y'all drive there? Did y'all took a bus and train? All the things. Let me know how y'all been transporting through Manhattan if you actually been to NYC and been to like Manhattan specifically. Okay, because truly, for me, never again. Neither here, there. And subscribe if you're new here, if you want. And also make sure you click on the bell to be notified whenever I upload another video or I host reading sprints. And if you made it this far into the video and you don't really have much else to say, but you want to leave me an emoji to let me know you're here, obviously leave me the Statue of Liberty emoji. Even though right now we're in Jersey, but heck, we're still going to put in the Statue of Liberty. Thank you all for coming into this video, and I hope to see you on my next one. Bye.